you ready for acceleration? All right. What'd you think of that?
That's actually...
I know, isn't it?
You could just feel your back pushing backwards.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's the fun part about Teslas. That's for sure. Pass this guy. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, you can see it also go upwards a lot.
Yeah. You can just hear the yep. It's awesome. And that's why we love our Tesla, folks. Good evening, welcome to another Tesla Model Y video. We're out here cruising around. I gotta go to FedEx real quick. Jamie and I's nephew is with us.
Hi there.
And he's, you know, he knows all the stuff. He knows YouTube, he knows TikTok. He's so far advanced, it's unbelievable. I have conversations with him and I'm interested in what the kids are involved in. He showed me a, lime green GTR. He showed me a video game, what was it? Some video game creation?
A video game maker called Unity.
Yeah, he showed me Unity. He was showing him how to create. It's amazing. I still can't read, and he's creating video games. These kids are amazing. But anyways, then we're going over to Dick's Sporting Goods. We need to get an at-home weight set. But in the meantime, bus beside us just corrected for a truck to a bus. That was incredible. In the meantime, we're just going to talk about the Model Y. The content's been going really well with the Model Y, and I appreciate all the support. The Dick's Sporting Goods that we were going to go to get the weights actually is sold out of the weights that we needed, so we're not going there anymore. So I'm going to take the car back home, and I'm going to walk you guys through all of the defects that the car came with from the factory. So I'm going to point all those out to you. And just give you my opinion on all of that. Before I owned my Tesla, I did research just like anyone else on YouTube and took a look at videos that other creators were making. Things like checklists to look for in your Model Y before you take delivery, quality issues, all those type of things seem to come up and be very popular on YouTube because negativity, unfortunately, is very popular. It gets a lot of views. So I wanted to put my own personal experience on this and my opinion on it because I do think it's overblown. I understand some people were very triggered by panel gaps and other defects on the car, but I truly feel like most of these issues are very minute issues that the average buyer is not going to notice or really even care about for that matter. What they care about is the car drives correctly, it's efficient, the technology works, and that's it. If there's errors with the technology, that's a big problem. But things like panel gaps, that's just going to get better with time. And if you're not okay with that, wait 1, 2, 3 years and then buy a Tesla Model Y at that point, and most of those issues will be worked out. For me, however, I just wanted to get it as soon as I could. One reason is to make videos on it, and the other reason is it just fits my lifestyle to have this car. I'm going to be selling the Focus ST. It's actually up for sale right now on OfferUp, so if you want the car, you can check it out there. But I wanted to point out some of the defects that I saw right away from the factory, and I'll cover everything from minute, really picky things to some larger issues that I started to notice over time that I'm going to take it to Tesla service to get fixed. So let's start with the exterior of the car. We'll start with the front here. First thing I noticed is this right here. So that is a cut that's down through the paint. So the only way to fix that is if I take some type of white paint, some automotive paint, and touch it up. I personally do not want to do that because I don't think that really looks any better. I'm going to get PPF put on the front of the car. I'm going to use that dynamic tint in Tempe, Arizona. So I'll be using them. They're going to wrap the front of the car. So is it annoying to have that little chip? Yes, absolutely. Luckily, I have white. I chose white purposefully. This is going to be a utility car. I'm going to drive it all the time. I'm going to drive it every day, road trips, off-road, all of these things. So white is the easiest to keep clean. It also hides swirl marks. It hides some rock chips. All of those things. White is very easy to maintain and keeps the car looking good over time. So that's why I chose white. And having that chip, that is somewhat annoying. So now let's look at the panel gaps on the front of the car. One thing I noticed right away, let's see here, and I kind of got rid of it. Actually, no, I didn't even address it yet. So you can see this little gunk right here. So there was gunk here, and there was gunk on, like, yeah, you can see it right here. So I need to take like Goo Gone or tar and bug remover and actually just get that totally removed from the car. But there were just some like gunky issues, almost like they rushed the unpacking and delivery of the car. There was even some of that white film that's covered in the Teslas when they are on the back of the truck. They come with this white temporary film to protect it from any weathering, storms, rocks as the cars are being delivered. So that was on the car, and they just did, I think, kind of a poor job of taking time to make sure that's all off the car. And you can see it's right here as well, just sticky stuff that's from, it actually just took like dirt off my finger, made it worse. But it's from that film that's on the car that they go ahead and peel off of the car and all of that. The other thing I noticed, just as I was getting out at FedEx, I was walking toward the Tesla this way. I noticed this part of the hood, if I run my hand along here, there's a little ridge. So you can see it right there. This part of the hood is sitting up too high, so my finger actually goes down. So that is another thing that I will have to get adjusted that makes it slightly off. I will say though, it is basically equal. This part of the hood is probably slightly, this gap here is slightly wider than this gap. But again, it's minute. I really have to look for that. And if I'm standing from here, I can't notice it. So I'm not noticing it even here. Just might need to level that off if possible. Other than that, the front part of the car looks great. Everything is looking good. It's really cool that these are actually real vents here. So it goes right through. One other thing on the exterior I noticed was right here. There's this gap. I don't really know how to fix it. Because it's kind of solid all the way around, but it is the same bilaterally on the car. So you get that same exact gap right there. And I'm not sure if there is a fix for that. But again, it's something that is so far, look how down low that is. You can't even see it just walking by the car. So like, do I really care about that? I don't think so. The wheels were delivered perfect. There were no scratches or marks on the wheels. I actually really like these tires as well. I need to put some tire shine on and really make it pop. I will say these wheels, I don't think they ruin the efficiency of the car at all, maybe a tiny bit, nothing noticeable, but they really make the car stand out. The stock wheels, the hubcaps, not great. I understand though, if you want to just absolutely maximize range, you want to get the hubcaps, maybe the car will ride a little bit smoother, but these wheels are so sick. More on the exterior of the car. Now this is something that is a little much. You'll notice that right here, there is a little bit of a gap there. Now that's probably 7 millimeters of a gap, which is pretty large. And you can see right here, it doesn't quite line up. And then over here, it does line up. So see how these lights, they sit flush. This is a flat surface here. Again, over here, this is an angled surface. So that's kind of bad. That needs adjusted. They're gonna have to reset the trunk or whatever they need to do. And there's also a slight chip you can see in the light right there. Now, just like the front bumper, it's a brand new car. I don't want them putting any paint on it. The only way I want them, if they're going to fix this and replace it, is replace the front bumper totally. And I think there is absolutely no way they are going to do that. But that's the only way I would want it fixed. I don't want them to overspray it. I don't want them to use touch-up paint. I don't want any of that. And the only way I would be happy with them fixing it is replacing the entire bumper. So I will let them know that. If they fix it, that is great. If not, I understand and I'd rather go that route. Something else to note is right here, you can actually see that there are 2 little cuts in the paint, and they have already taken touch-up paint. Oh, I just made that. Just cleared out some, this car's filthy. But you can't even tell because it's white. But see how there's actually some touch-up paint right here. So something happened in this gap right here, and they went ahead and used touch-up paint. Now, that I think I noticed that at delivery. I told them, I let them know, and I'm gonna let them know at the service. That's really not acceptable at all. So that's something I'm gonna address when I take it in for its first service. But other than that, the exterior of the car looked pretty good, and I just kind of wanted to take it at that point and do all of the detailing work on my own. But you can see maybe a slight slight adjustment there needs to be made. I think when this trunk gets adjusted, that will all correct itself. You can see on this side, it's actually much better. So now to the interior of the car. When I took delivery of my Model Y, there was like a tab hanging down here. So the guy that was helping us take delivery of the car, the service advisor, whoever, I pointed that out, and he kind of took it and like stretched it and ripped it and pulled it, and then it somehow slung back into the side of here. And you can also see his greasy handprints are right here. So that's a little bit annoying. I am gonna find something. If you guys have any recommendations as far as how to, what you use to clean these panels, this cloth panel, because I could see over time needing to clean that, let me know in the comments. But he kind of did like a, I don't know, I wasn't happy with how he just like started working on it himself. Like, just leave it, let the service technicians who deal with this every day, let them fix that. Some other thing to point out, I literally just noticed this as I was sitting here. There's a gap right here. And I guess maybe I can push it. Yeah, see, it still hangs out. So that's another thing that I will have to get addressed. One other thing to point out, there's a little gap right here on the dome lights. Again, if you press it, doesn't really fix the issue, so that's something else. One other thing you'll notice that other Tesla Model Y owners have pointed out is there's been handprints all along here. I don't think this camera is good enough to pick that up, but there's handprint here, 2 marks here, there's a mark here. So it kind of goes all along here. It must be how they put this in. They're grabbing it and snapping it into place. I'm not totally sure, but again, it was a defect that I noticed. And you gotta think, like, this is a $50,000 car. This was, with the delivery fee, and even with the $3,000 discount, this was a $54,000 car. It's an expensive car. So you think of other cars that are in this range, Mercedes GLA 43, GLC 43 AMG, entry-level Porsche Macan. Those cars are not going to come with these issues. They have their assembly line perfectly intact. Those cars come perfect. They're sitting in their showroom shape. There's no issues with them. And if there are issues, they address them immediately. So for the price of these cars, I understand why people can get upset with things not working. Fortunately for me, technically, the car has been great. But it is some of these fit and finish errors. I can understand why they've been annoying to people, but again, for me, this is going to be a utility car, and over time, it's going to show some wear. These seats have been amazing. I think the white interior is the way to go. Every other car you see is a black interior. It's boring, it's common, and white, it just brightens it up. You can easily clean these seats. I will show some videos on that. I'll show my experience with all of that. And I have a company that's going to be sending out some 3D printed floor mats as well, so they're going to send those out, and I'll show them in one of the upcoming videos. I guess what my point is with a lot of this is I've driven the car over 1,000 miles already. I don't find myself driving around annoyed that these things are wrong with the car. It drives unlike anything I've ever driven, has this amazing 15-inch screen. It's fast, it's quiet, it's comfortable, it looks cool, and that's why to myself, I'm thinking, okay, this company just got into the car game and is worth more than any car company in the world, and they're just figuring it out as they go. And because of that, I'm not going to fault them when I look at companies like Mitsubishi who have been around forever and their entire lineup is garbage. So, you know, I look at it from that perspective. This company's trying to change the way we look at transportation, and you look at all the other companies, you look at Porsche, you look at Ford, you look at Hyundai. All of these companies are going electric. VW, Mercedes, Audi, they're all going, that's the way that they are all going, and Tesla is leading the way. It's kind of funny, there are people in my video that I made on the Porsche Macan, they were like, it's not a Porsche, it's a Porsche. It's a Porsche, boy. Can't you hear? It's a Porsche. I've always thought if you own a Porsche, it's a Porsche. If you don't own a Porsche, it's a Porsche. That's why I pronounce it like that. If you don't own a Tesla, it's a Tesla. If you own a Tesla, it's a Tesla. So that's kind of how it works. hatch works great, and I have it set to this height so it doesn't slam the garage, so I can actually just push it up if I need a little more space and don't want to hit my head off the back of that. If Tesla was really being creative, this would actually fold up into the hatch here so no one hits their head, and then when you hit this button it folds back down and goes in. Come on guys, you can do it. Come on Elon, answer my text. The other thing that I've seen other owners have issues with are these buttons when they pull the releases for the seats to fold flat. This sometimes doesn't work if you're on a slight grade. My driveway is on a slight grade, so let's see if it works. So I'll pull this one first. Yeah. So see how it doesn't quite work when you're on a grade. Let's see if this one... that one worked. Interesting. So that released it if you do it for the single, for the 40 part of the 60-40 split. So that seems to work fine. I guess maybe I just need to change the way I'm doing it. Other than that though, this has been an amazing storage space, and I actually haven't used this yet, but it is more space that I'm able to use. For the most part, the Model Y delivery was a success. Now you can judge for yourselves what you think about the issues that I've pointed out in this video. Again, I just don't find it to be that big of an issue. Yes, some of it's annoying. It's an expensive car. But just because of the fact the car is so different and the company is trying so hard to get their products out there to be able to turn a profit for their shareholders and the company itself, I just have a little bit more patience for it. So you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below. If you guys are thinking of buying a Tesla, I will have my referral code down in the description, and that will get each of us 1,000 supercharger miles. So anytime you go to a supercharger, it's not 1,000 miles on the car, it's just charging. If you charge 250 miles, that's all free to you. So it's kind of a nice value, and I'd appreciate it if you use the code, but if not, totally understand. I just ordered some detailing products for the car, so just some bug remover, different quick detailers. So I'll be sharing all of that in my videos. I really enjoy detailing cars, and not to a crazy extent, but just enough to keep them clean for daily usability. And I'm a rookie in that sense, but I do have some good products, and I've tried a ton of them, so I have a pretty good perspective on what's good and what's not. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for the support. Really enjoying making new content, especially on an electric vehicle, and I will be making a comparison video on the Tesla Model Y to the Mustang Mach-E, which that's coming out, and I'm gonna create some controversy. I'm gonna create fire, fight fire with fire. But anyways, thank you for watching. Appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the next video.